Good morning students, welcome back to part 3 of study of the past. In this video, we will go through the division of history. So, what is the division of history? Here, now let us discuss prehistory, protohistory, history as 3 divisions of history in detailed manner. In the beginning of our chapter, we have few knowledge about what is protohistory, what is prehistory, and what is history is, right? So here, what depicts the prehistory? Prehistory is period of history when man did not know how to write, or they are not able to write. We get knowledge about prehistoric times through the archaeological sources. Now, what is protohistory? Protohistory is a period between prehistory and history when man had just started to record events. However, these ancient scripts have not been deciphered so far. So we depend on the archaeological sources which provide information about this period. This information includes society, religion, lifestyle, etc. But the scripts remain a mystery till date. If we just analyze in a simple way, protohistory means here few civilizations are enough developed to scripted or archive their own way the history things, and few are not able to write in that time also. So this period's getting called protohistory. Here the script have not been deciphered. It really means is their language and their symbols their own way, but it's kind of not getting into the whole world, right? Now if we talk about history. History is the phase when writing skills was acquired to the written records about the different cultures appeared which gave a lot information. Writing was done on pillars, rocks, walls and engraved with plates, palm leaves, bark of beech trees, or we can say inscriptions, manuscripts, right? Many of these written records were lots of destroyed, but whatever it has been excavated are rich some sources of information. Excavated means burial, it's come from the burial ground, okay? Now it's chronology of events. What basically chronology of events? But before getting into the chronology of events, we have to simplify our prehistory, protohistory and history thing in a simple manner. So just have a look for the extra content. What is prehistory? History, the study of past events, usually from studying writing. Prehistory, the period of time before written records. Now this time period denotes protohistory. Right? Prehistory and history, and between these two segments we have protohistory because some of civilization are developed and have developed to write or manuscripted few things or archive their own way of languages and use their own symbols, but some of are not, okay? Now if we move on again, what is basically protohistory is a period between the prehistory and history during which a culture or civilization has not yet developed writing, but other cultures have already noted existence in their own writings or symbols, use their own symbols, right? Now if we again move forward to the textbook to know what is chronology of events. Basically from ape to the nowadays human evolutions are just going through in a chronological events. So what is basically chronological events? So here, do you know how are events recorded? They are recorded in an order as they happened. Arranging events in an order of occurrence is chronology. Okay? If I simplify this, I have a better example for you. Just have a look. It says that arranging events in an order and occurrence is called chronology. Suppose from you, one student's name is Jamie, and she thinks she wants a cake, but she baked by cake herself. So what she have to do in that sense, right? She have to do few things, but that things also depends upon in a chronological order. First, from the beginning, she bought the pie ingredients or whatever cake ingredients, right? Like flour, eggs, and also we can say flavors of foods, what types of cake she makes, it's totally up to her. And next part is she baked the cake or pie with some procedures, right? And last, she won the cake. That's why she did that types of thing, right? So at the end, Jamie ate the pie or cake. Like these things happen in a chronological way, not the opposite direction. Like from the beginning eating the cake, then she just baked the cake and then brought some ingredients. It's happened as per necessity, okay, as per its chronological way. That is called chronology of events, right? Now, if we talk about how they calculate in that era the year timing or the month calculations, right? So here the letter BCE, capital BCE and CE are written along with years. BCE means before common era and CE an abbreviation of common era. So the year 532 BCE means 532 year before common era begins. If we say it is year 2021 CE, it means that it is 2021. If we talk about this 2021 CE, then it is 2021 as a common era in our time. Earlier AD, capital AD and BC were used instead of CE and BCE. If we simplify these things, then we have to look it from the extra content. As per Christian calendar and as per common era. Just have a look. It's after, right? AD 1969, and 1969 means it's common era. Right? Now before 3000 BC or 3000 BCE, before common era means before Christ's birth, right? These things, the astronauts sit onto the moon, these things happen after the birth Christ, okay? And these things, this whole the Pleistocene period, or we can say the rock period or age of rock time, okay, this is totally 3000 BC, means before common era. Clear? Now that is all for your history segment, but we have to recapitulate our previous knowledge, students. So in this chapter, the study of past, we had some very important knowledge, like from the beginning, if we talk, then we will get that why do we study history? Like, to betterly known the hundreds of thousands years ago people, lifestyles, foods, habits, things, right? And it's also analyzed the development made by humans throughout the years, okay? And history teaches us about lives of man, hunters, as a farmers, merchants, rulers, slave, artists, scientists, right? So, in short, when we study history, we study also social, political and administrative setups through different timings, right? And it's also we compare present times through the past times, and we got some downfalls we have seen, and from this we can correct our mistakes and progress it in a better way. History basically comes from the word historia, which means inquiry, and interestingly it's Sanskrit term which is itihasa, means so indeed it was. A historian is a well-known person. Here, Greek historian Herodotus. Now, the role of geography. We all know that India have the great diversified physical features where many of civilization set up basically in started period of Narmada river. Many peoples basically settled up in a bay region. Why? Because they just try to do transportation things, good agricultural things, and collected root, fruits, hunting animals for their livelihood, right? And about 8,000 years ago, people began to grow wheat, barley in the Suleiman and Kirtahar hills, and rice was grown in the North Vindhyas. Geography also determined how people travel through the passes and the common ways of mountain chains, and ancestors and travelers, they came India to spread their culture, values, and took in exchange of our culture and traditions. Names of land, basically Iranian and Greek peoples used to call us Hindus or Indos in 2500 years ago, okay? Basically in Rig Veda referred our nation names Bharat. Here's Rig Veda volume 1 book image. So basically sources of history depends upon in two types, right? So here basically historical sources have two classification, archaeological and literary. Archaeological, we got monuments, coins, artifacts, seals and inscriptions, and literary we have religious and secular. What is archaeological resource? The direct evidence of history. Some of them are monuments, inscription, artifacts. This all things, monuments, inscriptions, artifacts, coins, they all depict proper dynasty ruler and their kingdoms, evidences or their doctrines, right? Now if we talk about what is literary resource, they are handwritten manuscripts. Manuscript basically a Latin term, it's come from manu and scriptus, right? It's basically used to write, they are palm leaves or bark of beech, right? So basically it is kind of hard to archive. Some of in a archivation, but some's hard to archive. It's religious and also secular. Now you had in a previous session this all images idea, coins, artifacts, monuments, right? Now what is religious literature? There also deals with some spirituality. If we talk about holy books, like for example Upanishad, Bible, Gita, Quran. And what is secular literature? Which is hidden from the reality, or we can say secular writing, not religious in nature, for example, stories, poem, Bibles, epics, right? Like in that Maurya-Gupta, Chandragupta Maurya period, the economist Chanakya written Arthashastra, which denotes Indian economy in that moment. Megasthenes written by Indica written by Megasthenes, Sangam literature, accounts of Huan Sang, Fahian, and drama poems of Kalidas, excellent examples of secular literature. Now we got divisions of history, prehistory, protohistory, and history. Prehistory, basically when people are not used to able written records, and protohistory when few civilizations have their own language and signs to able record few events or moments and few are not. And what is history? History that phase where written or writing skill was acquired, written records about the different culture appeared which gave a lot informations. And the last part we got chronology of events, where we got arranging events in order their occurrence in a chronology. Like in that timing we got idea BCE, which denotes before common era and also denotes before the Christ birth time, and CE means common era, means that timing also. If we talk about 2021, BCE means before 2021. If we talk about 2021 CE means in 2021, right? Now earlier AD and CE, right? What they represents, just have a look. Students, this is the chronological order what I given you few minutes ago, the example. Jamie who knead the cake, first she brought pie ingredients or cake ingredients, then she baked the cake and then she eat the cake. That is the chronological order. Now concept or understanding of BCE or CE, like AD 1969 and CE common era 1969, means in that timing these things or this incidents happen, but this is after period, right? After period of Jesus birth Christ. Now this Stone Age period, basically this is before the birth Christ period. Clear? This is all for you today, students. Thank you. See you soon in the next video. Thank you.